Friends, so we are going to start my escape reading vlog a little bit early, but nothing I read today and tomorrow is going to count for escape, but I do want to start the vlog in case something happens. So right now we are choosing between two prompts, so we're either going to do a borrowed book or a book that a friend loved, and those are the two things that we're kind of deciding. By the time you see this, it will be over, so it won't really matter. But those are the two prompts we're kind of deciding between. So I am going to keep reading that, whatever that is. But I did have testing today, and it was longer than we thought. It actually wasn't longer than we thought, but it took longer to start. So I had a little bit more reading. So I started reading Ashley Winston's new book. It's an ARC. It's called Hot Girl Summer, I think. I'll attach a photo of that book here because I think I got the name wrong. I really liked Ashley Elston's last two books. This book is a little bit complicated, I will say that. So you have a detective in the future that is kind of solving a murder case. The victim looks a lot like her, which is one weird thing, and then they're kind of seeing lyrics from a pop singer's past on the wall. And then you go back in past and you see how these characters kind of come together. And then all of that is interspersed with this research, this dissertation about the hot girl murder gang. And that's how we're getting it. I don't really know. It's a very, very complicated premise, but I am liking it when I'm reading it. I'm definitely a little bit more invested in the detective storyline, but I do want to keep reading. So I'm about 25% into that. There is no way I will finish this book like by the end of the month. There's just no way unless like I read all day tomorrow, which I can't. So that'd be cool though if we did, but we didn't do that. So I'm gonna go read a little bit more of this, and then tomorrow I'm gonna kind of give you another update. And what I'll probably do is I'll probably just guard my pages for tomorrow, and then I'll probably count it for pages at some point. But eventually I am gonna have to choose a new book that it's gonna be a KU book, which I never read on my Kindle. So I will talk to you guys soon for another update, but so far I'm intrigued by that. It doesn't come out till July. But yeah, I'll talk to you guys soon. Bye, book friends. Book check-in. So I did wind up, it is officially May 1st. It's gonna be May. If you're a millennial, you know that song. So I did wind up starting this morning. I did wind up starting The Same Backwards and Forwards, which is a borrowed book. I do have the physical copy, but I am listening to it. I've never actually listened to this series on audio. And basically this is the story of Hannah and Tobias. And you kind of get both halves of the story. So you get the story told from Hannah's point of view, and then the other story you get is from Tobias's point of view. And basically like, I don't want to give away this whole book because you really do need to read the Inheritance Games, but their story, their love story is at the heart of it, but it's like very, very loose. Like you don't get you get information, but it's very more like of a secret. So I don't want to talk too much about this book, but I love Jennifer Lynn Barnes' writing, so quite a bit. I'm about 64 pages into this. I actually like got a lot farther and then was just having a bad focus day sometimes, and like I just wanted to go back and re-listen to it. So I'm about on chapter 15, and I think that it switches halfway through. So let's see, when does the book switch? Oh yeah, so a page 188 is when Hannah's story ends, and then you flip to do Tobias's story. So yeah, that is what I'm listening to. I did put down Hot Girl Murder Club for the moment because it's not a borrowed book. And I really was like a little bit indecisive. I didn't know what I wanted to read. So I kind of went through KU, which I never read on, but I have it because it's a Christmas present to my mom every year. Most of the time I use it for audiobooks because I'll get an audiobook a deep discount. But I do have every book that is on my KU that I'm interested in. I'll be honest, a lot of these are cozy fantasies, which is really my vibe. But there is a couple that are not. So we're going to spin and see what book it is and hope it's a short one. But I do have a lot of random things on here. Ooh, 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 ooh. Okay, Must Love Scones and Secrets. Okay, let me look that one up. Okay. So I do have a lot of cozy fantasies that I have just been adding So must love scones and secrets. Must love scones and secrets. I think this is it. Okay. I think that this is the one. Okay, give me 1 second. I want to make sure I have the right book before I get you all excited. It is. It's called She's a Baker. He's a prince longing for freedom. She's a baker yearning for the ultimate love story. Together they'll discover that sometimes the sweetest magic lies in unexpected places. Ooh. Oh, and it's actually there's 3 books in this series. Ooh, okay. All right. So I think I'm going to start this one. It's actually not that long. It's only like 258 pages. So I'm going to try to get to 25% as well. Tomorrow I am going to yoga as well, so I will listen to a little of this. But I do want to read a little bit tonight. I really haven't read since the start of the month, and I would like to kind of pick some stuff up. I also may go to the library tomorrow and drop off some books and see if I can find something physical to read. But that may happen. We may do that. So, but I'm gonna go start this book, read a little bit, and see how far I can get, and then I will give you guys an update tomorrow morning. But I feel like I need to read a little bit tonight and kind of decompress my brain a little bit. So I will talk to you guys in the morning. Bye, book friends. Dragons, I am back. I do have some updates. It is Saturday morning, so I will be able to give you a bit more updates. I feel like I didn't really give you a whole lot about the same backwards and forwards, and it's just because it's a little bit complicated to talk about this book, because it is really it's like a sub story in the series that you learn. So basically this is a spin-off to the Inheritance Game series, but this book follows Hannah and Toby, I think. Yeah, Hannah and Toby, I think. Yeah, they are characters that are connected. They're like a generation above Avery. And you kind of follow their love story. And half the book is told from Hannah's point of view, and half the book is told from Toby's point of view. One is a love story, and one is a hate story because Toby is involved in something that led to Hannah's sister's death. So that is where I am. I'm about 84 pages into this one. I'm going to listen to it as I run upstairs. I have to go run some errands. I have to go to the library. But yeah, that is the plan for today, is to make some progress on this. I also got 25% into my book. I'm going to attach a photo of the book here because all the books I have on my Kindle TBR are, cozy, but it's cute so far. I'll attach a photo of that book here. Book Dragons, I am back. I do have a little bit of book mail, and I do have a few reading updates. I did wind up finishing the whole first part of the same backwards and forwards. So I finished Hannah's story. Hannah is Avery's mom, if you don't know that's just the main character in that series. And now I'm starting Toby's book, which I'm about maybe 6 chapters into. It's very interesting because you're kind of getting pieces of the story, and I'm enjoying it. I really can't talk too much about it because it is pretty deep into the series, but I am enjoying it. I'm having a really, really fun time with it. I will probably make my way through this for the rest of the weekend. I'm going to try to get in the habit of working out, but it has been very, very chilly. And then I did wind up going to the library just to have some more reading options. We don't know how long this prompt is going to last, so I wanted to have a few more. So I have Seeing Other People by Emily Webley and Austin Sigmund Broca. I am a little bit behind on their contemporary books. I may try to get the audio of this as well. It's only a 14-day hold. And then I also got So Let Them Burn by Camilla Cole. So if I am in the desire to read a physical fantasy, I do have it. And then I got some mail come in. I did get my Owl Crate. Or no, I did get my Fairy Loot book. I got the Gravewood, which I am going to put on Pango because I did read my book already and I liked it. I just don't think I liked it enough to keep it. And then I also got a big book. I got City of Gods and Monsters by Kayla Edwards, which is chunky. This is actually good because it will help me fulfill my NetGalley reading prompt. And this is a big book. I don't know how I'm going to feel about it. And then I also got Starside by Alex Astor, which is stunning. This is my favorite color combo. So that's where we are with those things. Those books came in the mail. They're quite chunky, but that is good. And then I got up to 50% into my scone book. I am really liking it. It's very, very cute. It's like light faded mates, I would say. But you have this character that's kind of coming to the small town to kind of fix the unicorn problem, and he meets up with a baker. And I'm going to count this for our fantasy. The book is super short, so depending on how long this prompt is, I may just read book 2 in this series. But that's where we are. I did just want to come on here and say that that's... So, yeah, but I am about 50% into both books, which means if I buckle down, I can probably read a little bit more. I'm on page 24 of this, and I have to get up to page 192. So, yeah, this is probably going to be a tomorrow thing. But yeah, that is where we are reading-wise. That's my little bit of my book haul. And I'll be back when I have a reading update for you guys. Bye. Book Dragons, I did not wind up listening to any more of the same backwards and forwards because it was more of a listening reading day physically. But I will make some progress on this tomorrow. I'm going to force myself to go to yoga in the morning to get back into the habit. But I did wind up getting up to 75% into my scone book. I'm really liking it. I'm probably gonna finish that book tonight. It's just so fun. I don't know. I may do the spinner wheel. We'll see. I'm gonna see who book 2 follows. I may just read book 2 until like we have some direction. I'm also still reading the Ashley Winston book, but that's not a book I borrowed. That's an arc that I got from NetGalley. So I may just wait for that one, but I really am liking this. It's so cute. It's so cozy. It is, I mean, it is spicy, but it's definitely like my vibe. I'm really liking it. So I want to go finish that. I will come pop in on here. Right now, the room has not opened yet. So we are still like waiting for that to happen. And we also don't know if the prompt is going to change. So, but I do have options. So like if I want to put my eyes down, maybe I can read a physical book I got from the library. I don't know. There are some options. I do have another book from the library as well. I also do have, okay. So yeah, we have options. I could also just read for pages. I don't know, but this is definitely a book. I could also physically read this, but I do have the audiobook for this. So like, you know, there are options. There are things, but also in news based on the library, I did also get book 1 in this series out because before July I would like to reread them all. So yeah, that is where we are. That is where we are. All right, I will talk to you guys when I have an update. Hopefully when I'm done with my scone book, which I can't remember the name of, but I will talk to you guys soon. Bye bye, friends. Friends, I am back. I just want to do a quick update. I did want to finishing my scones book. I will have attached a photo at some point for you all. I really like this one. It was a fun read, like really enjoyable. A nice cozy fantasy with a romantic element, a plot, stuff. It was fun. I want to read book 2 in this series and I may be tempted to do it this weekend. It is super short. It is a quick, really, really nice for a readathon. It was a borrowed book. So let's just kind of assess. This is my first book for Escape. I work for the borrowed prompt. I am still reading the same backwards and forwards as an audiobook. I am... Let me see, where am I? I'm like 24 pages into the second part of this, so it's like 60% into it basically. And I'm still reading my Ashley Winston book just because books do get dropped in this readathon, so I want to keep me up to date of like what I am physically reading. So I want to roll again and see what book I'm going to focus on tonight and hope it's a short one, but there are a bunch of things. There's also physical books on here as well and books from my librarian that I borrowed from my school library as well. So let's see what is... Ooh, okay. The Magical Mail Logs of Phoenix Firebolt. All right, let me go get that book. I'm going to switch to my other Kindle, and then we will chit-chat about that. It's another cozy fantasy. I will attach a photo of that book here, or I will have. This is a cozy fantasy. It's 400 pages, but cozy fantasies do read quicker, so I am going to give this book a shot. Worst comes to worst, if it doesn't work for the next prop, maybe I'll put it down. But I had such a good luck with the other one that I want to give this one a shot because I never read on KU, and I want to see if this is going to work for me. So I'm going to read about 25% of it, and then I give you an update. It may be tomorrow. The only time I'll come in before 25% is if a new prompt drops. So I'm gonna get to reading and I'll update you guys when I can. Bye, book friends. Friends, I am back. I did wind up finally going back to yoga, which is great. I did wind up listening to 23 chapters into the second part of The Same Backwards and Forwards, a love story. I'm really liking this book. This book, I really think I need to go back and reread this whole series before the book comes out in July. I doubt I'll get there in time, but I would like to go back and reread. I did download Inheritance Games, so I think that's going to be my next listen, depending on where this month goes and next month goes, like reading wise. But I am really liking this. This is all from Toby's point of view, and he's one of those characters that you don't get a lot of information about, but I am enjoying him. So I'm on page 96 and I have to get up to page 191 or like 192, so I have to read about 100 more pages. I don't know if that's gonna happen because tomorrow's a bit of a crazier day, but that is the reading plan. I also got 25% into my cozy fantasy. I will attach a photo of that book here. Very cute. It follows a main character who kind of had a dead-end job, and then she kind of gets this letter that she's gonna go be a mail carrier for this mythical magical land, and we read 25%. There's a mystery that I think is somewhat obvious. There's fun side characters. I'm enjoying it, so I'm gonna keep reading. If I get to a point where like this prompt doesn't work, I will happily put it down and pick something else up, but it's a digestible read and I'm enjoying it. It's very, very cozy fantasy. There is no romance right now, but it's a lot of found family and like finding your place in the world, and I'm enjoying it. I'm also watching the second half of the Vow document, like the Vow TV shows. I haven't actually seen these episodes, and then I really want to watch Seduced one more time before I move on. But I'm about 25% into that book. If I get to 50%, I will definitely give you an update. If I read any more of this, I'll definitely give you an update, but we are heading to more relaxing time and it's less likely to happen. But I will give you an update, or if a prompt drops. If we open up the room and I have a little bit more direction, I will pop in and give you guys an update. But that is where I am right now. Bye, book friends. Book dragons, I am back. I did actually wind up reading 150 pages today, which is great. So I finished The Same Backwards and Forwards by Jennifer Lynn Barnes. Half the book is told from Hannah's point of view and half the book is told from Toby's point of view. These are two side characters in the story of the Inheritance Games and the subsequent series. I feel like this is really essential reading to the end of the series. I did finish it. I don't want to talk too much about it, but I had a fun time. I would give this book 4 stars. It is really imperative that you read this before you read Gilded Edge, I would say, because I feel like there's going to be a lot of it. But this is basically Hannah and Toby's story, and you might meet them because they are Avery's parents. I'll say that. Or Avery's, they're connected to Avery. They're not Avery, but they're connected to Avery. So yeah, that is where we are. I also read to page about 50% into my other book. I'll attach a photo of that book here. So I am liking that. It's fine. It's a cozy fantasy about this girl who's in this like little mystical town, and she's like the new mail carrier. There's a couple of reasons why she is the mail carrier. Also, we did open up the room, but now we're just reading anything that we're in the middle of reading. So I really don't have any like chosen prompts to chit chat about, but we have a very high number, I'm assuming, to get to the next like room. So I'm going to keep reading what I'm reading, and if I don't finish this book, I will just read it in the next room. The way that this readathon works is you can submit books for pages, or you can submit books for like outside of the rooms, and the books inside the rooms have certain qualifications for them, but the other books just don't. So I'm gonna kind of just read for the prompts as we get them, and then whenever you're in the room there is no prompt. So I haven't actually picked up anything on my Kindle, like on my non-Kindle yet. So I'm gonna go read that, but I need to read 50 more pages tonight to keep adding to my page count. So that's where we are with this one. I also am gonna start We Had Turbulence by Jessica L. Cozy. I'm gonna take a photo of that book here. Really listen to like 10% of it, but it's about two characters that are on a plane and they don't like each other, and she's going to meet up with her boyfriend that she thinks is ghosting her, and then she winds up sitting next to her ex crush on the plane. That's all that I've read so far, but I'm gonna go read about 50 more pages in my other book. Hopefully tomorrow I will be able to give you an update. We are in show season, and it's a different type of show season than I normally do. It's just like in school show season, which is actually a bit more challenging for me because I don't have the kids all the time. I only have the kids sporadically, and it's a little bit more challenging to do it this way. And I think I'm learning a lot of like valuable lessons to kind of put forward next year. But again, with the complexities of my school, I don't know if my plans are actually going to work, but I have some ideas. So finish this, 50% into that book, and then for all I know, the prompt can drop tomorrow and I will put this book down. So I don't know, but I'm going to keep reading because I am liking it. And it's a little bit like easy from like mentally to follow because it's just a cozy fantasy. But I'll be back if I have any updates and if I have to change my book or if something happens, but I'll be back. If not tonight, then definitely tomorrow. Probably tomorrow unless we open up the room, but I don't think we're going to open up the room. So I will talk to you guys tomorrow. Bye, bye, friends. Reading for pages. I finally figured out how this works. You have, like, if you're doing this readathon, you're reading for a prompt, and then when the prompt shuts and you like are in the room, then you're reading for pages. So that's kind of how I didn't quite get that, but now I do. So I'm gonna put down my cozy fantasy book because I've been using that this whole time. So yeah, everything else I can go back to that book when we are putting for pages, but currently I can't read that book. But so the next thing is we're Command Center, where we had to choose 3 of our favorite tropes, and I chose A Book of Magic, A Second Chance Romance, and A Amateur Sleuth. So the book that I'm in the middle of reading, We've Got Turbulence by Jessica L. Cozy, is A Second Chance YA Contemporary Romance. I'm going to count that. I'm really liking it so far. You have a main character. She is going to go see her boyfriend in Honolulu, who she thinks is ghosting her, and she doesn't know what's happening, and she accidentally winds up sitting next to her ex-boyfriend on the plane, and they are gonna get into some trouble, I am sure, or maybe fall back in love. I don't know. About 100 pages in. It's a very, very quick read, and I'm enjoying it. So when that book, when I finished work for the day and I realized, oh crap, they opened up another room, I had to really assess what I wanted to do. I think I'm gonna do Hopelessly Necromantic by Shyla Breyer. This is a book that comes out in June. It's from Orbit. I got this to Love You All, or not Love You All, I got this from BookFest. So I'm going to read this. My goal is to read 50 pages, or probably 100 pages. We're not doing for pages anymore, so it doesn't really matter. So I'm going to read 100 pages tonight. I also have the, meetup with Britt Bree from 4 Paws in a Book. Her readathon is upcoming in the next couple of the weekend, so I would like to watch her thing to see any information I will have. If I'm gonna buy anything, I'll probably do that tonight. So I'm gonna go start this. Tomorrow is my easier day teaching wise. In theory, I have periods off tomorrow, and then I go into the end of the week and I have no periods off. So I'm gonna try to get some work done tomorrow. I have to also it's May. I have to start thinking about cleaning and organizing and all of that stuff. Which I don't really want to do, but I know that if I don't do it now, June's gonna hit me like a freight train. So I better start doing that. So yeah, I'm gonna go read a little bit of this. I don't know how much of this I'm gonna read because Bree's Sprint's happening, but I have been liking all my books, but I haven't read physically in a little bit. I've been reading on my Kindle for the past 2 weeks basically, which is very, very rare for me. I rarely read on my Kindle. So yeah, I'm gonna go read 100 pages of this, and then I'll give you guys an update. Bye, book friends. Dragons, so I am back to wrap up this vlog. I did wind up finishing You've Hit Turbulence by Jessica Cozy. I'm gonna give that book 4 stars. I had such a fun time with it. I really liked it. I forgot how much I like YA contemporary books. The problem is no one I know reads them. Like none of the content creators that I follow read them. So I just kind of forget that they're coming out unless I go to like a convention or unless I go to like ALA or like Comic-Con, and I just forget about them. So I really need to be more proactive in reading them and trying to listen to them a little bit more, because I really had a fun time. Gave it 4 stars. It was super fun. Definitely had a balance of self-discovery, but also like a romance, second chance. I had a great time with it. And I want to read more by this author in the future because I had a great time. To be very, very honest and super yeah. Yeah. Alright, we're trying to get my dog inside the house now that my dad's at work and it's not going well. So I wound up giving that one book 4 stars, and honestly, I didn't wind up reading any of this book. I read about 22 pages and I kind of put it down. So I think I'm going to just start my next vlog kind of with this and my next audiobook in the crevices, and if I don't wind up updating till Sunday, that is okay. But yeah, that is where we are. So I will talk to you guys a little bit sooner for my next vlog. Thank you guys for following me, and I will talk to you guys later. Bye, book friends.